Sagittarius. I have to say this is a really tricky week for you. And I think it's because of overthinking. I think it's because of overthinking. A temptation to overthink yourself into trouble or conflict with others if you had just allowed yourself to sort of like be easy, take it easy, be in the moment and not overthink. That's going to be your way through, your conduit toward basically being happy. There is a sense of knowing that you're blessed but still feeling stuck, starting to like almost feel like a noose gather around your neck. Even though you do know where you're lucky, intuitively I think this has to do with knowing that you are the center of somebody's attention. Knowing and realizing how important you are to somebody is starting to feel like a noose around your neck, but also acknowledging simultaneously that hold on. So in other words, recognizing that you're happy, recognizing that you're blessed, but then feeling like there's obligations underneath and being pissed about it. So what that tells me is there's probably something going on right now that is really exacerbating your irritation levels. Could be something that you cannot control, which is really difficult for all of us, right? You could be responding to, this pressure point is actually not, I don't think, having to do with anything personal. I think it has to do with the pressure point that you're taking more personal things personally. It's just agitating and frustrating the living crap out of you. So it even feels like, somebody, have you ever been in one of those moods, Sagittarius, where you're just like, you get so irritated when somebody tells you, oh, I love you. And you're like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. That kind of thing. That's almost the mentality right now. It's not even that you don't even love the person. Or that the person is agitating you. It's that you're so agitated that everything is going to be agitating you right now. And that's the caveat. That's like that sense of like overthinking or thinking too much or over associating your frustrations right now could very well lead to some crap that you don't actually want to get into, or being suspicious or suspecting of some things that really aren't going on. Or even if they are going on, are they going to affect you that badly? Or would you normally let yourself get this overwhelmed by this energy, like overwhelmed by this bullshit? I don't think so. There is that sense, that nuance intuitively, or feeling intuitively that something is going on that you're not going to be safe with. Like understanding that there's something underlying the situation right now that is making things not as secure as you want them to be. But ultimately it could be just a sense of your own pride, your own sense of self, your own sense of how comfortable you want to be feeling right now versus you're not feeling comfortable right now. So that agitating you to a point where other things start to look bad when they're not actually bad. They're pretty much just status quo. So the caveat right now, the difficulty is going to be, how do I deal with it? Like, how do I work with this energy? What's a tricky energy to work with, right? And I think significantly, you're going to have to just try to use your thought process instead of trying to tell you don't think. Maybe that could be it. The response to don't think is to don't overthink. I'm sorry. The advice for don't overthink is to just don't think at all. Just don't think at all. Like, let this be. Like, it's very, very important right now for you to be in the moment right now. And if you do any thinking, know that you could philosophize yourself right into the worst case scenario every single time. And that's exactly where you want to stay away from. You don't want to philosophize yourself into the worst case scenario, because right now that's where everything is going to go, because things, philosophically speaking, look bleak. But pragmatically speaking, they're not that bleak. They're just irritating. And you don't like to be irritated, right? You like to feel free. You like to feel happy. You like to feel up. And there's just this sense of things prodding you, like needling you. And it may be a lot of things, and that's why I think that there's a lot of like irritating shit that's happening. But the good part about it is now you're going to see what you care about and what you don't care about. You know, what really matters to you and what doesn't matter to you, because those things that are irritating you less, you're going to know, wow, I really, really love that a lot. You know what I'm saying? But those things that are the key points of the irritation for you, that's what you got to start working out of your life. That's what you just got to start like getting out of your life, like making sure that those things. And I know it's difficult, but I'm not trying to, you know, I'm a tarot card reader, right? I'm an astrologer. I don't pretend to be any, pretend to be a genius of any sort, right? But ultimately, and in other words, I'm acknowledging that it can be very difficult when you're dealing with things like your job, right? Like, what if your job is irritating the living crap out of you, right? And you need the money, right? But I think that's the irritation, that sense of being tethered to something that you don't even like, but you need it in your life now. And that's that. I need this. It's so integral and ingrained into my life right now. I need the money. Let's keep using career as a metaphor here. This is a general reading, so you can apply this energy to wherever you're feeling the real pressure point. But I'm going to keep using the career scenario as a scenario or a metaphor, okay? So this is a sense of like, you have all these future dreams, you know, you have future vacations planned, you have savings goals that you want to hit. Maybe you're saving up for something big, a house or something. Like, you have all these plans that are tied to this job that, yes, provides you money, but is irritating the living fucking crap out of you and really causing you a lot of stress and a lot of pain that is then flowing over into the things in your life that are good things, like the things that you love, because you're just so irritated that you're tethered to this thing that you don't want to be tethered to, but you still need it, that everything is starting to piss you off. And that is why it's so important to be able, and really such a blessing right now, to be able to identify that pressure point. And we can definitely see, like when I start doing the tarot card reading, that extended link is below. I always provide an extended tarot card reading because tarot is very specific, and we'll suss out the details of that pressure point and not why it's irritating you, but what to do about it. We'll go through all that in the tarot card reading. But right now there's just this sense of like, okay, how do I work through these emotions? How do I work through these feelings? Well, there you are in luck, because this is a very beautiful time for emotional intelligence, for being able to decipher the nuances so that you can figure out ways to not get angry at things that are not actually making you angry. They're just sitting too close to the boiling pot and they're getting like burning water spit out on them, that kind of thing. It's like, okay, so how do we remove these things or keep them away from the fire so that they don't actually get hurt? And we isolate that boiling pot so that we know exactly what it is. And now how do we turn off that flame? You know, how do we make ourselves not need that boiling pot or whatever it's boiling, whatever the water's boiling? Now, this is a small step type of energy. You know, these are the small steps that you're beginning. So in other words, there's no solutions. There's recognition and aha moments, like realizations that are happening right now, but there's no solutions. Like, once you realize the problem and you pinpoint the problem, doesn't mean you've solved the problem. It means now you realize the problem that you have to solve. Okay, and how do I go about solving it? That's a good question. You know, one of the things right now is to be very, very open and very, very honest, but ultimately, are you being honest with the right people? You know what I'm saying? Tell the truth. and connect with your soul family is here. So there is a connectivity, a sense of feeling at home, being around people that you care about, and being honest with them. In other words, be honest and let them know why you're feeling the things that you're feeling, and be very, very open, especially with people who you love, about why you're so irritated and why things are getting to you so badly, so that at least they know that your irritability isn't directed at them or because of them. So having that conversation will really, really help. But it's almost like it's like what you want to be, right? What you desire, what you see yourself as in the future is directly connected to all this fucking crap. It's like it's tied to it. It's tethered. So it's going to be really difficult. It's going to be really challenging right now, Sagittarius, but it's almost like, it's almost like major surgery. It's like, how do I remove this tumor from this area without slicing into my heart, type of thing, you know? Because this is sort of like you stepping back and realizing, okay, this is what I want, but not wanting all the challenges and conflicts and craziness and chaos and hecticness that goes along with it. That sense of, I want respect, I want dignity, I want to be acknowledged, but I don't want to be bothered, and I don't want to be pulled at, and I don't want to be ripped at, and I don't want to be nitpicked. That kind of energy. Yeah. Okay. There's a feeling of being, it just keeps repeating itself. And I don't mean to repeat myself, but let me get through this intuitive message, right? And then we'll go on to your spirit guide cards and then your angel messages. And of course, tarot will have a whole other message. It's like feeling bound by your blessings. But let me ask you this. Let me pose this, because you guys are the philosophers of the zodiac, right? Are they your blessings? Are they blessings? If they make you feel stuck, they make you feel tied down, they make you feel sick, how is that a blessing? Like, what is it about your blessings? It's almost like, let's go back to that job scenario, a sense of the things that you love depend upon this shit that makes you feel crappy. Intuitively knowing that people are needing you and wanting you and looking at you, desiring you, wanting you, depending on you. Intuitively knowing that people are depending on you is really causing you a great deal of mind fuck right now. Right now is a time where don't let pride get in your way. Because that's what it is, isn't it? That sense of, that overwhelming sense of self. That overwhelming sense of, but I'm needed and I'm so important. And it's not that you aren't needed and not that you aren't important, but it's like you're putting more pressure on yourself than you actually have to, because say you lost that job or you lost that opportunity tomorrow, somehow you'd be able to pull things together, because the blessings that you have and the people that you have in your life now love you enough to actually be able to help you through the situation, or be able to offer you new opportunities. It's not as bad as you think it is. It's just this overwhelming sense of pressure that's sort of pumping you up to a point where you're becoming inflexible and can't move. This has to do with something at home and something with healing. So this is Cancerian energy. So this is 4th house energy. This is something to do with healing in the family. This is Virgo energy. So Cancer and Virgo has to do with 4th and 6th houses. Oh, holy shit. 4th, 5th, 6th house. This all has to do with the summertime. This is a timestamp. This is your 4th house. This is your 5th house. This is your 6th house. This is July, August, September. This is the summertime. All of this is coming to a head during the summertime. all of this is about to heal itself during the summertime, but you've got to allow yourself, like all of this is being released and let go. Something that's coming to fruition, something that's moving on, something that's being released, because it's all full moon energy. So just this sense of responsibility is about to be lifted come the summertime. That's really interesting. So this is your sensuality. This is your sense of desire. Those things in your life that make you feel good, that have really become your... So this could be somebody who's very special to you, somebody who's become your anchor, right? Trying to explore or understand those temptations that you've been having, or those desires that you've been having. Or rumors that have been being spread about you. Some sort of malignancy or rumors or suspicion that's been growing. Dealing with, almost like dealing with suspicion, confronting suspicion. But I think that suspicion is not necessarily coming externally. It's coming internally, like becoming suspicious because you're projecting things that you actually feel but haven't been able to get a grapple of. And that's why maybe you're suspicious of things on the outside. You know how sometimes people will accuse, people like accusing your partner of cheating when you're the one that's actually, because you've been thinking of cheating. I'm not saying that that's what's going on, but what I'm saying is, like, that's a good example. A sense of starting to project outwardly those things, like being suspicious of things, like oh, my boss is going to fire me. My boss is going to fire me, because internally you know that you hate your job and you haven't been really working up to potential. But ultimately, does that make you a bad person? No, it means I hate my job. I'm not working up to my full potential because I can't stand being here so much. I gotta find another job, right? I gotta find another job so that I can be somewhere where I'm happy and I feel appreciated and I don't have these feelings. Because ultimately what I'm saying is, Sagittarius, the negative feelings that you're feeling inside of yourself are starting to leak out of you and starting to blacken or make messy or make other things outside of you look bad that aren't actually bad. But you're projecting it on because you have to deal with these feelings inside. You have to deal with these internal frustrations. And if you deal with these internal frustrations, then ultimately you'll be able to contain that oversplash, that splashing outward, that overspill. Let's get into your let's get into your reading. So this is Sagittarius. Sagittarius energy. Okay. Why is this all upside down? Maybe that's it. Not being open to new situations, being closed down, being defensive and thinking that you're stuck somewhere, feeling manipulated, trying to make things move forward, but not seeing things move forward. It's almost like you had these great dreams and goals, but you're not seeing them progress. You're not seeing them move forward because you feel stuck. You feel stuck in the same old. This is like not seeing anything, things getting monotonous, things starting to be repetitive, not seeing any potential or any future, and not feeling like you can actually be yourself, feeling really stifled, feeling like you're not respected or that you can't say what you want to say, and containing all this, like suppressing it all and forcing it down. And keeping it all internal or inside yourself, instead of, if you just talked about it, then maybe you could handle it and it wouldn't be so fearsome. This is a sense of, once again, feeling stuck or feeling like your brain is is just fucked right now, feeling like you couldn't figure yourself out of figure your way out of a cardboard box. You know, and that's because you have so much pressure coming at you, and it's overwhelming you, and it's starting to impact you emotionally. So this is a definite sense of feeling impending doom coming on. Oh, things have turned around. But this is Aquarius energy. So it's almost like new ideas, wanting to grow or move on or expand outward from this current situation, wanting to like shrug off the old and transform into the new. It's almost like this is like the frustration that, this is a frustration that a little chick must feel right before it gets to push out of the egg. But that's the energy, right, that it uses to actually push through its egg, because it's too tight there anymore. It can't be confined. This is the unknown. This is mystery. You know, this is a sense of wanting the unknown, or risking the unknown, or taking that leap of faith. And this is not being by yourself. This is, but this is a sense of losing your sense of self. I don't like any of these cards, but let's say dream the world into being and time to let go. You've been here before. In other words, something in your past is actually influencing all of this. Something in your past that you haven't let go of, and it's still eating away at your heart. And emotionally, because this is Scorpio energy. Double Scorpio energy. So it's definitely something that you pushed down or repressed. You know, something that has been dark and something that has been hidden. Something that is the truth, but ultimately I don't think it's a truth that you've accepted or even care to accept. Not that. No, it's not that. And I'm gonna stick with you. No, this is definitely about finally being able to confront and learn from finally being able to move on from something that has been constantly nagging you, that has been constantly keeping you down or holding you back. Finally, you're able to finally you're free of it. And this thing was something that you love very much. It's definitely something that you cared about, but now you're liberated from it. A personal issue reaches resolution. Don't let pride get in your way. You are good enough. I need some more clarification. So the link to the extended is down below. If you guys, let's go over to tarot to get more clarification. I'm going to read you some angel messages right now. If you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. Also, ring that bell so that you get notified. I upload Sagittarius specific readings every single Tuesday, but there's like 13 videos a week that I upload here. So, tune in for them, your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. If you really like this video, please like it and then share it on your social media profiles. That helps a lot. I do a daily reading Monday through Friday, usually over on Instagram. I am not doing that daily reading right now, nor am I taking personal readings right now. If you guys want to know a little bit more about my condition, I'll be including that information over in the extended as well, so you can get the scoop over there. But for right now, the daily readings as well as the personal readings are on hold. But I but check out Instagram, because I post a lot of content, including the weekly astrological forecasts. And they're over on Vimeo as well. They're free, and I do weekly weekly astrological forecasts. And I post them to Instagram, and of course the full videos over on Vimeo for free. You can also subscribe directly to Vimeo, and when you do, you'll get notified as soon as I upload all the zodiac specific extendeds, so you'll get access to them about a day in advance. Anyway, thank you so much for your continued support throughout the year. I hope you're having a happy new year so far. Let's get into your angel messages, Sagittarius. Mindfulness. Be mindful of another's feelings and needs. Someone needs your love right now. A loving thought is all it takes. Okay. Transformation. Through the great love that holds you in its embrace, you are moment by moment transforming to ever greater light, ever greater oneness, and ever greater wisdom. So you're going through a transformative phase in your life right now. Things are shifting. Positive outcome. The sun is about to burst through the clouds, and you will soon see things in a different light. Something that previously seemed hopeless will soon be filled with nothing but hope. Holy crap, Sagittarius, Jupiter saves the day. That's your luck, man. You're just blessed with it. Kindness. A kind gesture rekindles your belief in the power of love. Remember to be kind to yourself. So let's go to tarot and suss through those details. The extended link is below. I will focus on what it is that is making things so difficult and the specifics of how to get through it. I'll see you guys in the extended.